You're here at the Mouse Vibes, and we're back at Universal Studios Hollywood for a theme park update. It's officially springtime. Kids are on break from school, people are on vacation, which means the park is gonna be busy.
Stop, man, why do you always come and kill the vibe with those things?
So let's get in the park and show you the newest characters,
Apparently she's all the rage.
all the construction going around the park, and a possible sneak peek of what to expect on the Studio Tram Tour for the 60th anniversary.
Oh, knew it, that makes so much sense.
Welcome back to another Mouse Vibes video. I'm so stoked to be back at Universal Studios Hollywood with another update. There's so much going on inside the park right now.
So you got any hot gossip?
I don't know anything right now.
Are you kidding me? You're the most knowledgeable person in the neighborhood.
So let's get right into it and head over to the world famous Studio Tram Tour.
I always relish these moments.
2024 marks the 60th anniversary for the Studio Tram Tour. And while we were waiting in line, we got some breaking news from our friends Crystal and Chris.
What?
While they were on the Studio Tram Tour, it looks like they spotted the trams being retrofitted to the Glamour trams. You can tell by that iconic ruffled awning and the red and white colorway, but this is huge news. If you guys aren't familiar with the Glamour trams are, these were the original trams that opened up with the park from 1964 that ran to 1983. You might have also spotted the Glamour tram on hit TV shows and movies like The A-Team, the 1980 hit The Nude Bomb, and more recently, you can find it right here in the Land of the Lost. I love this movie. And one of the best parts about the Glamour Tram tours is at certain spots, you would get off the tram to be able to explore.
I know from experience, dude. You know what I mean?
No, you don't.
Well, not me personally, but a guy I know.
During its inaugural year, guests would visit the behind-the-scenes special effects featuring a brief makeup demonstration,
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Demir.
a display of costumes by legendary costume designer Edith Head, who is the inspiration for Edna Mode from The Incredibles.
That is why you are here.
An energetic two-man stunt performance, and a tour of the picturesque outdoor film sets. And while the 60th anniversary celebration is the highlight of 2024, there are a ton of other construction projects happening on the Studio Tram Tour right now. This is definitely the best spot to see all the work happening underneath the Starway for the Fast and Furious coaster, and it still blows my mind to see how much work is being done during normal park hours, with guests being able to see all of it. Oh, and this was super cool. We got our first celebrity sighting on the tram tour.
And you saw it land
Hi.
and make this big hole in the street. That was on the back.
Mr. Mose used to speak like Zach and Cody. So
Did
cool.
like
Madam, there are less drastic ways to deal with a demagnetized keycard.
Danny called John America's death because just he walked into anybody's house.
Cool.
Well, you must text me that picture.
What a guy.
What a day. First Captain Glenn on Mr. Mose. That's crazy. That's awesome.
There was also some filming going on the back lot for the show Bel Air, and we also noticed that one of the Jurassic Park Jeeps was missing along the Studio Tram Tour. I think we spotted it on the way into the park off of Lancashire though.
Why? I hate the water.
My God, folks, I apologize.
We also completely bypassed Soundstage 50, which is home to Earthquake's The Big One.
Earthquake survived. Only at Universal Studios Hollywood.
This soundstage has been closed for almost a year, and for the first time ever, they had the door open. While we can't see exactly what's going on inside, we do know this project is supposed to wrap up in April, and I think this is supposed to coincide with the 60th anniversary of the Studio Tram Tour.
Go on.
And it looks like we'll get one other major surprise for the 60th anniversary in this designated area right here with the Bates Motel, Psycho House, and the War of the Worlds set. This area has been fenced up for the last couple of months, and today we get our first look inside to see exactly what's going on. It looks like there's two major projects in this area. One with this open trench on the floor,
Hey, it puts the Joe dirt in the hole.
and it looks like they just finished up refurbing the back of this Bates Motel area. They've completely removed this corner of the building. Here's a look at what it looked like just a couple months before. This thing was definitely beat up and in need of a makeover.
Oh yeah? That's gross, man.
Switching angles, there's not much to see over by the Bates Motel except for a newly paved road. It looks like the biggest reveal is going to be by the Psycho House, where they've set up the perimeter fencing that's usually installed for Halloween Horror Nights. Majority of the year, the Psycho House looks like this. As you can see, there's no fence. Norman and his mother have no side yard or backyard. The only time the fencing goes up is for Halloween Horror Nights to allow guests to basically funnel through this area. So if I had to take a guess right now, it looks like the team over at Universal is getting ready for guests to get off the Studio Tram Tour and walk through the set yet again.
No.
way.
Yes way, Ted!
Which makes a lot of sense because that was the biggest highlight of the Glamour Tram. Guests would board the trams, get off at designated points, and get a little behind the scenes movie magic.
That's right. And cut.
Another thing that I noticed, all of the houses from the War of the Worlds set seem to be missing. They usually line this back perimeter area right over here, running from this car all the way past the ambulance on this side. Here's a clip of what it used to look like before, and as you can see, there's a row of houses all on the left side. Another thing I noticed though was that all of the vehicles and props on that side of the street still seem to be in the exact same spot.
Good call.
And when you're driving by, you can see the framework for those facades, but this right here is probably the best clue to let us know everything is staying. If you pause right here, you can see the electrical and the fog machines still plugged in that run through those vehicles. Here's a clip of what it looks like when everything is working properly. And as you can see in the background, the houses are literally just one wall. So maybe these are just getting spruced up and refreshed for the 60th anniversary of the Studio Tram Tour.
It might not be just such a simple, you know?
But I want to hear from you guys. Comment down below and let me know. Do you think we're gonna get off the Studio Tram Tour for the 60th anniversary?
He can if it's his destiny.
I'm fairly confident this is the big surprise for the 60th anniversary, but it just leaves one big question unanswered, and that's exactly where the Studio Tram Tour will drop us off. For Halloween Horror Nights, the tram follows this route right here and stops right in front of the Bates Motel area. There, guests will walk through the Bates Motel, up the Psycho Path,
Thank you.
past the Psycho House, through the War of the Worlds set, and onwards to the Nope set, where you will board your tram back to the station. The only issue with that route is that you completely skip the Fast and Furious supercharged section of the Studio Tram Tour.
Still possible?
I have a feeling the team over at Universal is coming up with an alternate route. Maybe we go through the Fast and Furious portion before being dropped off. Comment down below if you guys have a better idea of how this is going to operate. I'm really anxious to see, but we only have 1 month away until the celebration begins. Let's switch gears and talk about the other construction projects going around the park, starting with the restrooms by the Studio Tram Tour. While the restrooms are open for this area, the accessibility ramp has been closed for the last couple months. It looks like they've widened out this path and put in brand new tile work. This should be wrapped up for the 60th anniversary of the Studio Tram Tour, but it looks like they have a little bit more work behind the building.
You kidding me? I'm not kidding you, Will.
Wizarding World Watch 2024. The stage over here is still under wrap. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. The stage usually holds the Tri-Wizard tournament. It's a little show that they play about 6 months out of the year. The rest of the time that stage is empty. I'm hoping that there's new entertainment coming to the Wizarding World and we're getting a new show.
That'd be amazing.
Or hopefully they're updating the stage with new lighting or pyro or something else to bring that show to the next level.
I wish.
Over here by Forbidden Journey, they are working on this long project. It's been rumored to be lockers, and that looks exactly like what it is. The old locker system, which I'm gonna show you right now, is chaotic. It is small, it is dingy. You really can't see much in there, and it's always a hassle. Over at Universal Orlando in the last few years, they really have had strides of making a locker system perfect, and you don't think like that type of system would go a long way, but look at Hagrid's, look at Velocicoaster. They're actually bringing new technology to the market to make that really quick and seamless. Hopefully we're getting that same thing over here by the Forbidden Journey. Maybe the reason why I never get on the Forbidden Journey is because I always have a backpack and I fear that I have to wait in that long line and get lost in that dingy locker system. So maybe that'll make me get on it more? Maybe not. We've made our way over to the other end of the upper lot in front of the Moulin Rouge. This is the VIP dining location that's under construction. It looks like they're replacing all the windows out front, and there's a good amount of work going on the patio. I'm not exactly sure where they're hosting the VIP dining right now. I'm so glad that they're putting a little TLC into this area because this VIP dining is gonna have the best location once the Fast and Furious roller coaster opens up sometime next year.
Thank you.
Not bad.
Praying to the car gods, man.
Speaking of the car gods, let's talk a little bit about the Fast and Furious roller coaster construction.
Let's do it.
This was the very first time I've seen them whip around this ginormous crane during park hours. And I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty impressive to see. The crane operator was doing majority of the lifting, moving heavy loads from the ride platform over to this truck right over here. And I'm guessing these team members were hauling off the load. Also, I wanna put some respect on the crane operator who has to sit up here in the sky all day long. Could you imagine climbing up and down the sketchy ladder to go to work every day?
No way.
And I know it's kind of hard to tell, but there's been a lot of work on this dirt hill. Last time we were here, there was an open trench that ran the length of the hill. I'm guessing they finished up this project with concrete and poured dirt over it. It also looks like there's another team excavating on the hill. Once they're done drilling this ginormous hole, the other team members will use this crane to lift the rebar into place, then they'll be ready for concrete.
Close your mouth for 2 seconds. Just open your eyes.
But the biggest reveal for the Fast and Furious coaster this month can actually be found on the Universal and You NBC community website. We did get an email letting us know that Universal is getting ready for installation of the track, but unfortunately in LA, it's been raining the last couple of weeks. So hopefully that's something we should see by the end of this month. We're right in front of the DreamWorks Theater in a designated area for meet and greets. This area is supposed to be a meet and greet for Poe in junction with the new Kung Fu Panda movie, Kung Fu Panda 4, hitting theaters March 8th. But Poe must be having the day off because he's not over here. And we went to guest relations, we asked him, they DM Poe, and he's not coming in today. And we can't find out if he comes until tomorrow, so we'll come back to find Poe.
Yeah, it's not in the app either, so you kind of just have to show up. So if you're a pass holder, that's a bit easier. But if you're not and you're buying a ticket, don't hold your breath for Poe. But hopefully if you're here, you can meet him. But this photo op's still cool. You still get like the thing from the movie, so it's still cool.
But that doesn't mean that there is a shortage of new characters within the park. You can also go meet Gwen from the new Migration movie over in the Illuminations area.
Oh my God, Gwen was the absolute best. Her lashes, beautiful. I love how tiny she is. I love her. You guys need to go meet her.
Is she your favorite duck now?
I think she might be my favorite duck. Don't tell Daisy.
What?
No.
So we did find another new character. This is Gabby from Gabby's Dollhouse is here.
Apparently she's all the rage.
I mean, look, when you have like kitty ears like that, you're obviously popular.
Like, I've never heard of her, but let's like get a photo.
The juice is loose. Oh! Bye, Gabby. Woo! And the kitty ears. Yes. Yes. So there's a reason why you never skip City Walk on your way to Universal. You think you see all the celebrities within the park, all the stars. No, I've seen more celebrities within City Walk, and we just had a Bravo celebrity moment.
Nick and I are Below Deck stands every single facet of it, and we just ran into Captain Glenn from Below Deck Sailing Yacht.
You think they just made that up?
And he was so lovely, and Nick was like, "Are you Captain Glenn?" And he's like, "Yeah." And we just yapped his ear off for 30 minutes, and he was so awesome. And he was talking about BravoCon and just like the housewives and everything, and it was so great, and we might have a little collab in the future.
I'm not sure if everyone is part of the Bravo universe, you guys watch that, but I guess that kind of fits into it. NBC, Universal, it's all owned by the same thing. All right, and that's gonna wrap up our day and our update here at Universal Studios Hollywood. There's so much happening in the park right now. Construction, new characters, crowds from spring break. This place is insane, but you need to come visit Universal Studios Hollywood. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps us grow, and if not, thanks for stopping by.